frowned upon by the industry of dietetics and dietitians all around. For me to still be a professional eater while kind of being one of the leaders in the industry of dietetics too. They're just two opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me on the show. Well, I actually, we do all of our food challenges and big tours, and I did a big tour at the end of 2019, planning for myself to be able to take off 12 weeks to diet. So for the first 3.5 months of 2020 this year, I was planning on being home anyway, just dieting and losing weight and getting caught up with all my websites and stuff. Now that all that is over and I should be back to traveling, we're still home, but since my whole business is pretty much on the internet, we're still able to continue on the mission and have videos on our channels and stuff. So just like everybody else, we're just waiting around for all this to settle down so we can get back to traveling again. But I'm home regularly a lot, just working on everything on the computer and working out and exercising and stuff. So life for me really hasn't changed other than the fact that I'm not able to be out touring right now. I'm just at home filming videos instead. But that also is a good thing too, because when I'm on my tours and traveling, I'm sometimes driving 5 to 8 hours a day. And so by being home, I have a lot more time to get a lot more stuff done. Everything's changed for everybody, but we're able to adapt. So we're hoping to be able to start touring again at some time in June. Right now would be a terrible time to tour because we travel all over and not just in one state. From what I can tell, every state and really every county too, and every part of the different states have different rules going on right now. So it would be very hard to put together any kind of tour. And then the other thing too is that there's so many areas that are still restricted. If we started posting videos of me doing events, we'd get a lot of backlash and negativity just from the fact that while it may not even be an intention or even happen, people would take the understanding that we don't care about everything going on and we're just egotistical trying to film videos for ourselves. So right now would be a bad time. And really what matters most is it's not safe to gather a whole bunch of people at one time. So, right now would be bad. It's definitely best to just be at home. Now we're doing a series called Dinner is Served, supporting all the local mom and pop, pretty much one location, small businesses here in Springfield. It's kind of cool because we're able to do a different kind of food every time we film a video. Like we've done cheesesteak sandwiches, Italian food. So it's a lot of fun and it's a great way to support the local economy, I guess, because I'm going around not only paying for the food, but also helping to promote the businesses that are still trying to stay open and have carry out and take out and delivery and stuff during this time so they can keep their businesses open. In 2008, I actually graduated from Missouri State. I've got 2 degrees from Missouri State University in Springfield. I went to Missouri State to play college football, actually, and then I got a bachelor's degree in construction management. And then I've pretty much done all these food challenges and been a professional eater ever since. But then in 2016, I decided to go back to school in order to get better credentials for the book that I'll be coming out once I'm a registered dietitian. So in 2016, and then I just graduated last May 2019, I was getting a degree in nutrition and dietetics from the same university. I got into competitive eating, and now I just prefer myself as a professional eater because I don't really do too many eating contests anymore. But back in 2010, I actually won a nationally USA-sponsored men's health magazine, and then the television series Spartacus. And then for winning, I got flown out to Auckland, New Zealand for a full week to be on the set of Spartacus while they were filming it. So that was really cool. But to celebrate the end of the body transformation contest I did, which was for 2 full months, I was very, very dedicated. My buddy invited me to do a 28-inch pizza challenge with him that was around 5 kilos, 10 to 11 pounds, that we had to finish all within 1 hour. And if we did, we were going to get our meal free, which would have been $50 US. And then we were trying to get a $500 check for winning too. So we ended up doing that challenge together as a team exactly 1 week after taking my final photos. And then we won in 48 minutes and then got the money. And then I said, hey, I was pretty good at this. I ate like 6-7 pounds of pizza. And so then everything just kind of sparked from there. A month later, I did a pizza challenge where I won $450 for becoming the first person out of over 120 people to win that. And then everything just continued to evolve. I always used Bodybuilder on my first website, randysantel.com. And that was really just because there was no other really name to include that people would understand. But I've never actually been a competitive bodybuilder. It was just kind of related to that food challenge or to that body transformation contest I won. With being a professional eater doing food challenges, and I average over 100 food challenges a year now, that would be very difficult to be any kind of competitive bodybuilder, just because I don't take off long enough to get lean enough to really have the definition I had when I won the body transformation contest back in 2010. Just like becoming a dietitian and being a professional eater, they're two opposite ends. On the day I become a registered dietitian, I'll be the #1 followed on social media registered dietitian in the world. So there will be a lot of opportunities that open up through that. It's going to be good, a lot of potential, that's for sure. The goal before I retire, which will be in like 2023, 2024, is to have over 1,000 wins in all 50 states, which I've done that, but then 50 countries. So I still have, I still have like 13, 14 countries to get to. The point of all these food challenges is to grow my social media. So we'll lose some subscribers just because they won't care about any of the nutrition and weight management related stuff once I'm actually done with the food challenges. But yeah, no, we'll continue on, and I'll have a book coming out once I'm a dietitian. That's a nutrition education system. I'll be using my channels then to help educate and help people better understand fundamental nutrition and weight management. And then I'll also become a public speaker, traveling around, not for food challenges anymore, but to do public speaking. It's going to have a lot to do with what subscribers want to see. So it'll be a team effort making the transition a few years from now. We've got a whole bunch for anybody that's actually interested in learning more about how to prepare and train and get ready and strategize for food challenges. I've got a website. It's foodchallenges.com. There's over 100 different articles on there that pretty much answer every basic fundamental question you could have, even about recovery from the food challenges afterwards. But what I used to do back in the day is different than what I do now, just because my body has adapted to all the food that I've been eating over the past. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. Back in the day when I first started out, my main training would either be to go to, there was an all-you-can-eat salad bar by my house, so I would spend like $7, which was such a great deal. But then I would just try to eat as much salad and fruit and stuff like that as I could. But when I was at my house, I would just go to the store and get a giant watermelon, and I would try to eat like 12, 13 pounds of watermelon and then drink some water along the way with that. So, but with the thing with what I do is when I'm on tour and able to travel, I don't really need to train because I train for the very first food challenge, but I'm doing a challenge almost every day. So each challenge that I do kind of trains myself and keeps me ready for the next ones. Each challenge just keeps me ready and my stomach open so that I can be ready for the next ones. So rather than focused on training, I'm more focused after a food challenge of digesting the food that I just ate so that I can be empty and ready the next day when it's time to eat again. So, and by spicy food, I mean stuff hotter than ghost peppers. So, like Carolina Reaper peppers or Trinidad Barugga scorpion peppers, those are just so hot that they ruin not only your day, but I mean, they hurt all going through your body. It's just miserable. So I really don't do too many spicy food challenges anymore. Well, I know that I am. It does seem pretty extreme, but I always try to keep everything monitored of what I'm doing. Like just to end my sexification series, the 12 weeks that I was documenting my weight loss, I got my blood levels tested afterwards, and my cholesterol was low, my triglycerides were low, and I'm sure everything was different right afterwards when I was at my highest weight at the start of my diet. But I try to make sure that my body's always feeling good and in shape, and I try to balance out the calorie output or all my calorie input with a lot of calorie output too, just by keeping my heart strong, my body moving and grooving and keeping it healthy. So yeah, I mean, people always question the long-term effects, but no long-term studies have ever been done. So I'm just trying to do what I can when I'm not doing my food challenges, I'm eating lightly, lots of healthy fruits and vegetables just to keep all my nutrients coming in and stuff like that. So I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I've never had any adverse health effects other than the weight gain. So everything's still going okay so far. That's one of the things that a lot of people message me, and they want to get help and stuff, and they want to get more into food challenges. And then what the big test of whether they're going to continue doing food challenges is there's not that many food challenges available in each particular city other than like the major ones like Chicago, New York, and stuff like that. So yeah, I actually get, that's one of the things that is a big tell on whether somebody will continue with food challenges or not when they first start out. Let's say there's only 5 food challenges in your area. Once you beat those, what's next? Then you either have to start traveling for food challenges so you can keep on doing them, or you just say, hey, that was fun, and you move on to something else. So I got really into food challenges back in the day, and I always loved traveling. Actually, what really opened up my eyes for traveling was my first trip to Auckland, New Zealand, as the winning prize for winning that transformation contest. I'd never really been out of the country before. I had to buy a passport to go on that trip and more. So I just realized that the world is massive, and it's like that thing they always say, the whole world is a big book. If you stay in your city the whole time, you're only checking out one page. So it's kind of like that. So I got really into that. I wanted to go more and more places. Like even I think wins number 9, 10, 11, and 12 were in a whole different, I think in Iowa. I was just trying to go all over to all the areas around the Midwest to do food challenges. And then once I had done a lot around the United States, and then we had a lot of people following on our YouTube and Facebook page too, I think at the time, especially YouTube, but people were like, hey, you need to come to England, or you need to come here and other countries to do food challenges. So I was like, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. And it'd be really cool to go check those places out. So my first trip over to England and the United Kingdom was in 2012. And then I was like, hey, that was fun. And then I've been back to the UK many times since then. I've been to Amsterdam and the Netherlands, I think, 2 or 3 times too. So, but what I was doing in Amsterdam was that I did it wasn't a real contest. It was an exhibition basically. But I ate hot dogs at a festival. That was a lot of fun. That was back in 2014. But yeah, I did the Balta Fest exhibition, and then I did a food challenge in Breda, which was a burger, and then I did another food challenge in the Netherlands too. I don't remember the city name right off the top of my head, but I know it was with 2 burgers and it was in a different city. So, but you guys are smart there. Food challenges that I did for those 2, they were both pretty easy for me, but they aren't easy, of course. I mean, you guys, there's not a whole bunch of competitive eaters and big eaters over there in the Netherlands. Definitely remember the burgers both being good. Nowadays, we always plan all of our trips in advance. So I'm able to call restaurants overseas. But when I first started, everything was pretty much just through Facebook and email and stuff, and we'd let the restaurant know that we were coming, and then it was kind of a reliance on not only myself promoting it to the people following me on social media, but also working with the restaurant for them to promote that I'll be there to kind of create an event out of it too. Now it's a lot easier just because I'm on so much stuff. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube has a community page. All the restaurants are wanting to promote that I'll be there, trying to get business. So it's one big, any food challenge event I do is a big collaboration on trying to get as many people there as we can. And yeah, sometimes there are people that are just there normally eating with their families and stuff. And the goal is to help them have fun and enjoy the experience so they become subscribers too. Primary goal of the whole experience is to not only for me to meet the subscribers and fans and friends that come to the events, but it's to positively to promote the restaurant in general. Even when the food's not as great as I wish it was, or if something bad happens, I still always make sure to keep all the videos positive, just in order to promote the food challenge and the restaurant that I'm working with. Yeah, we're one of the largest channels on YouTube and especially on Facebook. So the other eaters that are wanting to grow their social media, it's very beneficial for them to appear on the videos on our channel, since there's more potential for more people to see them. And then those who don't know about those people can then go check out their videos. Kind of like you were watching, I've never been on Matt Stoney's videos or anything, but I'm guessing I showed up as a related video or something like that. Collaboration in general is always good, and When the eaters are fun and clean and enjoyable to be part of the video, it makes the whole experience a lot better. I mean, one of your biggest expenses when you're traveling is food, and we get all of our food challenge meals for free. So the food budget that we have is very minimal. I think I spend more on alcohol and beer and stuff when I'm on my trips out with bars with subscribers and fans and friends and stuff than I spend on actual food. If I buy any food, it's usually just fruits and vegetables just to eat in the meantime in between food challenges just to keep up my nutrients and stuff. I have 2 full-time editors, Magic Mitch Dabrowski, he's been with me since 2013, and then our friend Arthur Davis, he joined in 2016, and then he went full-time for us in 2019 once we ramped up to 4 videos a week. Now we're back down to 3, which is a lot more manageable, but with them 2 doing all the editing and then me doing all the posting and stuff, it all works out. We post a lot of content, that's for sure. Well, there's the 3 of us, and then I've got a team called Further You that I work with that helps put together my schedule now, and they operate our foodchallenges.com store, and then they do quite a few other things for us. Like we're working on a second copy, we're on a second comic book to go, which episode number 2 or whatever you want to call it, edition number 2 of Atlas Rising. So they're working on that. And then we also have a girl I graduated with named Whitney, who helps with all the communications of trying to get news media and stuff like that. And then I have a few other people just helping with different stuff part-time. There's quite the team now. It's everything's flowing and we're functioning pretty well. I edited like the first 100 videos, and you definitely know which ones I edited because they weren't very good. We get a lot of hateful comments, but also too, a lot of the negative comments are people genuinely concerned. I gained a lot of weight in 2019, and I don't necessarily share everything about myself. So we have a lot of people that just think I'm stupid. So they don't realize that I have a degree in nutrition and dietetics and that I have all this weight management experience. I mean, we gained over 300,000 subscribers in 2019 on both YouTube and Facebook. So all those people that are just watching for brief entertainment, I mean, they just see a big, large guy eating a whole bunch of food. They don't really think anything of it. It's only the people that actually dive deep and have a better understanding of me and what all I'm doing that actually know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I don't know any of those people. And so, I mean, I don't, you have to, I mean, they can say whatever they want. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. I mean, other people share it. There's a lot more benefit to that. So we always appreciate everybody sharing on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, with their family and friends when they're together, through texts and stuff, just sending people links. That's always very appreciated. It really helps grow our channels and support our videos. Well, foodchallenges.com, I mean, is the actual company. But, I mean, the website definitely isn't anything that's too profitable. Helping to grow any of the social media, getting the foodchallenges.com like YouTube or Facebook channels going, it's just too much for me to do myself. It's more of just owner of foodchallenges.com. Foodchallenges.com is a top level domain. I didn't half-ass it and buy bestfoodchallenges.com or foodchallenges.com one or foodchallenges.net or something like that. I invested and bought the actual real domain. So with that, I guess just a level of respect as far as in the food challenges realm, just because I own the top level domain and have a website with it. And really, that's where everybody around the world goes to for food challenge tips. In Australia and England and other places, people will ask eaters advice for getting into food challenges, and they'll just say, hey, do what we did, get on foodchallenges.com. I think there's a burger challenge that I know about in Amsterdam, and I'm hoping to get back there in 2021 during that world tour. I recommend to people that they watch the videos because when I do a video or whenever I do a food challenge, I try to use the exact same strategy that I believe other people should use too. I don't think that everybody should use the same strategies I use, but you can just in general use them in order to, like Magic Mitch, he does food challenges too. I'll do the food challenge first when we're on trips. He'll watch me, and then based on what I do and what works for me and what doesn't, he'll adapt his strategy in order to do better and do something that fits him. My team will get that gold play button. I appreciate everybody that's taking time to listen to this. And if you have any questions about food challenges, just check out foodchallenges.com. There's also a global database of all the food challenges that we know of all around the world with explanations of them, and they're even rated on a star system in regards to difficulty and size of the food. But if you ever want to watch a food challenge, Google Randy Santel or get on YouTube or Facebook, put in Randy Santel, everything will come up. And then we just recently started posting our videos to IGTV on Instagram too. Everything is Randy Santel.